week with my best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello, everybody. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means by now. What is this, the 75th?
70,
Did we? 74th.
I saw
Next
74, but I don't know.
Next week, 75th episode already.
It could
next
be
week.
entirely possible that we missed a week or something.
Oh, 1,000%.
It screwed up, so
this
it's
is probably
like
like
200. Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, 1,000%. That math is not accurate.
Yeah,
1,000%.
They don't
but,
come here for the math.
I don't know why they come here, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Is it for the company? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Face, brother.
Maybe. I don't know.
Thursday night.
I'm wearing like a slightly off-white shirt, so I feel like I'm just white. Like I'm just like
you are bright.
It's just like the walls, me, my skin,
right.
pasty white. But anyway, the beard, it's all just you know.
It's all just one thing.
Yeah, but thank you all as everyone starts hopping in here. Hopefully everyone's week has been wonderful so far. We originally were planning to do an hour tonight because this is usually
housekeeping at the top of the show.
Yeah, usually this is Quizplex week. However, Quizplex is not happening this week. It's going to be postponed. I think until next week, but postponed. So now we're, Pluggo and I were like, all right, well, how do we get an hour show into more than that? So who knows? This show could go an hour. This show could go an hour and 15 minutes. It could go 4 hours. I don't know.
You could just pull an all-nighter.
Well, no, I got to work tomorrow, bro. I need my beauty rest. You don't just, I can't. You don't just like look like this without proper rest. And
is that what it is? I need to get
it's rest. It's, you got to take care of yourself. Have a spa day once a month. You gotta do the things. Treat yourself, as they say, treat yourself. But how the hell we doing, Pluggo? How are you over there?
Oh, I'm
all right.
Good. I'm good. I'm here. I'm vibing. I've got my delicious hop waters. Shout out to Hop Water. If you'd like to sponsor us, they're these awesome sparkling waters that are made with hops, no alcohol content.
Hops, like what's in beer. Hops.
Yeah, but there's zero alcohol. It's a sparkling water that tastes like a hop water, man. So hey, Hop Water, if you're listening, sponsor the beards, man. I love this stuff. I got a fridge full of this stuff.
Really?
But other than that, I'm doing all right, man. Life is crazy, hectic. We got good wrestling, some not so great wrestling. Basketball is back. Football's in full swing. Hockey in the house. Baseball playoffs. Hey, as a Boston fan, call Pete those Swags. Yeah, best.
Yo, Cole.
Damn right, son. Flagship beards in the house. Do you believe that the Yankees sabotaged the Indians hotel situation?
First of all, they're the Guardians.
Guardians, sorry.
Get it together.
My bad. I forgot.
2022, bro. 2022. Wait, I didn't even hear this story. Tell me this story.
So basically because that game 5, the game got postponed.
It got postponed, right? Delayed.
The Guardians weren't expected to be there, so the New York hotels, they had to split the team up into several hotels because they couldn't book the whole team because they didn't book it out right. And it sounds to me like the Yankees made that happen. They were like, don't book all these guys in the same spot.
I mean, maybe they could have. I mean, at that point, I don't know. I don't think it'll I don't know. I feel like that. I don't think the Yankees would do that, even though I hate the Yankees. No, I feel like that was just, it was unfortunate. They were supposed to play, it didn't. Now they're scrambling, and it's New York. It's a busy city. Like there's a lot of people go to New York. I'll tell you what I don't like though is me having to either root for. I mean, I'm never rooting for the New York Yankees. I'm never rooting for the New York Yankees. But my ass ain't trying to root for the Houston Astros either.
Right.
So I'm sitting here watching
the most ridiculous.
I love the ALC. I love baseball, so I'm gonna watch the ALCS. Duh. But I loathe both these. I want both these teams to lose.
With no interest.
No. No, my only interest is seeing both teams suck. That's like literally my interest. So
one of them has to
I'm going to
win.
we're going to be an NL household over here this year because I'm rooting for the Padres. I think I want the Padres to take the whole thing. But whoever wins between the Padres and the Phillies, I mean, that's who we're rooting for. That's who we're rooting for over here.
My boy Schwarber.
I love Schwarber. That was a guy that I thought I wanted the Red Sox to re-sign, but I love Schwarber. So,
but
like, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I ain't too fond of Philly people either. So, it is what it is.
It's got to be tough for you out there in them streets. The Jets, the Giants, the Yankees, they're all good.
I mean, the Jets aren't really good. Let's be real.
I mean, they're 4-2.
Well, wait till we play them in 2 weeks, see what happens. But
anyway, we're a wrestling show.
Are we?
It's been I don't know what we are anymore. Alex in the chat just air quoted.
I don't even know what. Yeah, I don't even know anymore, man.
But that's all right. We talk about anything and everything. We don't care. We talk about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. We talk about professional wrestling. I think we should, off the top, before we get too deep into this thing, just pay our respects to Kevin Nash's family. Hope everything is all right. Our thoughts and prayers. Terrible story. Thoughts and prayers.
What? Son was like 26 or something like
26,
that.
Yeah,
Tristan was his name.
Yeah, it can't be
I believe. That sucks, man. That sucks. So yeah, obviously, Kevin Nash. We want to send our love to him and the rest of his family because that is obviously a terrible, terrible thing. So yeah, let's get that out. Let's get that off the top. Like sending our respects to him. Brutal. That's just brutal stuff. Yeah, man, that's a bummer. Other than that, I mean, we had ourselves quite a wrestling week.
Oh yeah.
Dynamite on Tuesday was fantastic.
Can we just really quick talk about how awesome wrestling has just been in the full swing of things as of late? Like, my God, like every week it's at least something is entertaining or some show's killing it. And I thought Tuesday night was fun.
I thought that was one of the better Dynamites you'll ever see. And the ending kind of obviously like changed things. But yeah. I thought that Dynamite, the whole show was fantastic. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I'm talking about just the Tuesday Night Wars, the excitement in the house. Hey, franchise in the building. What's good?
You're saying last week in Australia, wrestling-wise, was off the chain as well. Dude, it's awesome. It's awesome to be a wrestling fan right now. Truly.
Oh, my God. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, Tuesday, like, pick a side. I don't care if you're an NXT or an AEW fan. Like, just the overall excitement for the evening. Like, everybody was hopping back and forth. You're trying to see. It felt good early. It felt like, okay.
But
NXT,
it was weird, right? Because, like, it wasn't that long ago that both these shows were going up against each other every week. You know what I mean? And it just felt like it was one of those things where it's like, bro, there's just Wednesday night's wrestling night. Wednesday night is wrestling night. And because of everything that went down with the baseball playoffs and just whatever, we had that, they're on up against each other. Cool. And it was flipping back and forth, trying to pay attention to both shows, doing all this. NXT had like 15 cameos from main roster wrestlers. There was so many that popped in, which was awesome. You could tell that they were like, hey, we're going to make this a bigger deal because we're going up against these people.
Ripley wrestled for the first time since like June. Just absolutely destroyed Roxanne Perez. Yeah. But, yeah, and Alex and the producer in the chat said, it was like Monday Night Wars. Yeah, and that's what I liked Wednesdays. I enjoyed having all the wrestling on one night, getting to flip back and forth. I mean, if I'm being completely unbiased and honest here, I mean, once you put that MJF promo on with Regal, they took it away. After that, I was like, I don't even care what's happening on NXT anymore. Because I can watch it later. Because it was so good. And whatever segment that they were doing, before we get too deep into the promo aspect of things, the segment that they were doing was just like, yeah, you're going up against two just juggernaut promos. Like you're done. Sorry.
It was one of those things.
Yeah, that's true. Franchise Australia's home. Rhea Ripley.
Adelaide, right? Adelaide. Right? I mean, we might as well just talk about it off the jump.
Yeah.
I felt like so that whole segment with Regal and MJF there, and the way obviously we'll dive in, but obviously like what happened later on at the end of the main event with Hangman was scary and all that stuff, and you could tell that the stuff that happened afterwards was very on the fly. with that, you know, because obviously I'm assuming the match was probably going to go close to the end of the show and have a formal ending and things of this nature. But I must say, the promo between MJF and Regal, that was like truly like that was like that was special stuff. That was special stuff. I felt like when I was watching it, I was like, holy crap, like this is something that's gonna like be remembered. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe I got. And it was insane just how, and there were so many layers to it in general, you know, like Regal's about to cut a regular promo with Shivani in the ring, like whatever. And then MJF comes out and it's like, oh my God, I know what's wrong with me.
Hey now.
I know. It never happens.
Be excited for Thursday nights.
I know. It never happens. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming down with something.
You're pulling on Wednesdays. Some nights I'd be like watching AEW, but not in a bad way, just long weeks.
No. But, you know, MJF comes down. He says, hey, I'm not here to fight or cause any problems. I just want to talk. And he gives like a real serious story. And he talks about how when he was 19, he had a chance to join the Fed. And there were a bunch of, you know, Arn Anderson, Malenko, Steve Pierce, Regal were all there. And he impressed them with his match. And Regal pulled him aside and was basically like, you have 3 minutes to sell me yourself. And MJF being MJF was like, okay. Piece of cake.
Right. Yep.
And then he found out how young MJF was and blah, blah, blah. And so he didn't sign him. And then he sent him an email basically saying like, hey, like we're here to sign the best wrestlers in the world. And I don't think you're quite there yet. But when you are, like, I'll be waiting for you. And MJF then takes it to a whole nother level. And he says that he's been reading that email every day. That email's been the main crux of his journey to want to be his existence, to want to be the best. He said that email made him depressed. He even said that email made him want to kill himself. And the whole time, Regal, when MJF's saying this to him, saying he hoped to kill himself, Regal's just sitting there going like this, just has a grin on his face, like,
he didn't say a word.
Tell me more.
Which was
tell me more. But you could tell he's like smiling, like he's like,
I'd want to say something at that point.
Yeah,
like, what?
He's like, tell me more. Tell me more. And then it gets to the point where Regal just responds so perfectly. And Regal's just like, you know, we don't live in a time anymore where 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids can be getting the shit kicked out of them by grown men in order to pay their dues and get into the Federation. He goes, it's not that world anymore. Yeah. And then he says, what was the line? He goes, if you're telling me that after all this time, 6 years, that an email, all you're telling me is that an email is what got you to this point, well, then you've had it easy, sunshine. And that's what he says. And it was like,
I used to get my ass kicked on the daily.
Yeah, he was like, I had to get the shit kicked out of me every day to earn my stripes to get to where I got. And you're crying to me about a fucking email? Yeah. That's easy. You had it easy. Oh. And it was just like, oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I mean, we have sang MJF's praises a million times over, kind of like everybody else. What more can you say about the guy besides he's 26 years old and I already think he's an all-timer on the mic already.
Right.
And I think this was his top, if not top 2 promo he's ever done. Like, it was just the emotions behind it, the layers behind it, the fact that he used real life stuff. I mean, you know, we don't take this talk lightly, but when you're starting to talk about like depression and wanting to kill yourself and things like that, and the way it was presented, like it was presented in a very serious nature, like, you know, it was presented respectfully.
Well, because I mean, if you think about it too, like this is most at that time, or even before. I mean, AEW wasn't around. This was your dream. WWE was the king of the mountain.
Yeah.
Boom or bust. And for a young kid who's trying to make it, to be told no by somebody who's presumably like an idol to him, that's crushing. And I mean, we felt that, because who hasn't been rejected or told no, you know, for something that they've wanted in life? And he just knocked it out of the park. And Regal's retort was perfect. And it just, like I said, it's in the middle of the Tuesday Night Wars, and you're trying to keep tabs on both shows. But the second those two came on, sorry, NXT, I muted you. We'll come back to it. And it's just MJF is on another level. This place, like at first we all thought it was a shoot, him leaving, and then they turned it into a work, and it's been a masterful return since he's came back. Him and Mox, that's gonna be fire. And like he, at the end of the night, we'll get to that, but like, or it's happening at full gear, and I think you got to pull the trigger here. I think now's the time. Strike while the iron is hot. It's going to be really hard, and I think he can do it. I think MJF has the skills to do this, but it's going to be incredibly difficult to recreate this kind of like moment in the future. Like, sure, something will come up. He's got a long career ahead of him, but why not? Like, if you're talking best in the business right now, he's on that short list of people.
Oh, so easily.
And Mox is Mox. Mox can take an L. He's bulletproof. You don't have to protect him in any way. You let MJF just run with this title for however long, if you want to go all the way till the 2024 contract thing that he's been talking about, please do it. Let's see what he can do. Like, at some point, when he started this journey, he was the 23-year-old wrestling prodigy, right?
Yeah.
Well, now he's 26. Like, he can't. What are we gonna wait till he's 32? Like, just let it happen now. I'm excited.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Shit
got me fired up.
Yeah, and it's happening. Like, I don't know what was going on. That was like
whoa,
hey-o.
What do you have? What do you have? An AEW mic trouble at the end?
I don't know what was going on there, but So fast forward, we have the main event on Tuesday night. I'm sorry, God, it was a special Tuesday night Dynamite. We have the main event on Tuesday, and the match is a good one up to the point that everything went down.
Yeah.
And we have the unfortunate incident that happens with Hangman, where he's taking a clothesline. He goes to do his little flip, like the flip on a big clothesline, and it didn't even look like horrifically bad, but he landed like kind of on his shoulder / neck kind of thing. And it was very quickly. It was very scary, but it was very quickly that you saw the ref go down and check on him. And the ref kind of looked towards ringside and be like, no, something's wrong. Like, get in here and check him out. And then you see Moxley start to crawl over, and like the ref talks to Moxley, and then you can see Moxley's kind of like goes a little bit closer to Hangman, and he's kind of like looking at Hangman like, oh shit, is this guy okay? Like, what's going on? And then being a wrestling fan, right, at first, I think all of us, or a lot of us, the first thing that pops into your mind when you see shit like this is like, oh, is this real? Is this a work? Is this part of the thing?
They just did something. I mean, they did it with Punk, where he had the injury, the foot thing, and they stopped the match, and he moved on, or he got hurt. So yeah, but I knew, like, I'm sitting there watching it at home, and I knew the second they weren't showing Hangman on screen that something serious was going on.
And like they went to the commentators, and you could see like Taz had his glasses off, and you could see he was trying to look, and he even like apologized to Excalibur. Like at one point, you could tell he was frazzled. You could tell they were trying to figure things out. And it was, it was pretty quickly that we all knew, like, oh, this isn't part of the show here. And I know me going in, me and Drew talked about it last week on Firmly AEW. Like, we were both under the impression that we thought there was a good chance that MJF would be leaving Cincinnati as the AEW champion. So when that all first goes down, there's 10 minutes or so left in the show. And my first inclination right away is, oh, all right, this gives enough time for MJF to kind of come down. They're playing off an injury to Hangman. So MJF will come down and be like, no matches ending that way. I'm cashing it. Well, that's what I thought. And then it was made very apparent, like rather quickly, that it was like, oh no, this could actually be a really like bad situation here. And then you thankfully, again, a concussion is still very scary, and that's something that sticks with you forever. So it's not like he, I don't want to downplay the severity of a concussion and that type of injury as well. But thankfully, when you're talking about, in situations like that, the worst thing you think about is what? Paralyzation, things
Right.
like that. Like, oh God, can he feel his legs? Like, what the hell's going on here? Luckily, it was, he's just in concussion protocol. He's feeling okay. He's at home. He's resting. So it could have been worse. So,
Yeah.
a concussion is still bad, but it could have been a lot worse. And it's scary. And the whole thing, how it went down, was scary.
Yeah, we just hope he gets, back to full strength. And because he's another one of those guys that he was on a tear too. And he was hotter than he might have been for a while. And he was cutting hella good promos. And you hope it's, hope everything works out for the best. Take the time you need to get him back. Don't rush him back. You got a bird in the hand with MJF. So, prayers to Hangman. Hopefully he's doing good. Concussions aren't no joke, but like I said, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. And then, Moxley gets the mic and he starts talking, and he's talking about, hopefully Hangman can walk again and can, like, he was saying some, like, at first,
Yeah.
And I think when he's saying that, your brain as a human automatically is going to some dark shit. Like, oh God, is he friggin' parrot? Like, what's going, you know what I mean?
And I think in that moment too, he's not sure really what's going on. He doesn't know what's happening. He realizes, like, I'm in front of a live crowd. I've got to cut. I've got to turn this into something.
Yeah.
So I think he just goes there, makes it sound, worse than it has to be in a entertainment sense. So then that way, because like, I know that there was a lot of haters online talking about, oh, they botched that ending. The ending's a mess, yada yada. They did all that. Like I said, that if the Hangman injury was a work, it would have been a perfectly smooth ending to the show. But it wasn't. They're on the fly. They're in front of a live crowd. They've got 8 minutes left in the show. They've got to figure something out. I mean, Excalibur and Taz and them vamped for a few minutes talking about matches coming up, trying to get some time to figure it out. They're probably calling MJF. He didn't have a mic because they didn't have mics ready. So that's probably why he had to run up and get a mic.
At the beginning of the match, he was sitting up there with the chip. He was sitting,
right.
They showed him off to the side with the chip. And then obviously once everything kind of went down, they had to, pivot and be like, yo, you need to get down here. We're going to use you now. And he's like, shit. All right. So, and Moxley did his best, and MJF comes out and he's just basically like, hey, you want to question my manhood earlier? You want to question all, and they tied in the Regal stuff towards the end too. And they were like, you want to question my shit? Like, you want to question whether I'm a man? Well, guess what? Like, I'm going to cash in that chip and I'm going to win this damn championship. And he says, but I'm going to cash in this chip at Full Gear. He goes, because I'm going to earn it. I'm going to earn it.
Which I loved that, right?
Yeah,
and I still have this inkling of, like, I don't believe you because you're MJF and you do really crappy things to everybody. But in the story that they're telling, and if there's any man that you want to prove yourself to, I feel like it is William Regal, right?
Oh yeah.
That's why it made sense. And that's why it made sense. And that's why he told the story about getting cut and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't believe it because it's MJF. But at the same time, like, he's proving he can work as a face. I know that was probably one of the questions, early on, was like, could this character work as a good guy because he's such a piece of shit?
Yeah.
But he's proving that he's got the crowd and everyone in the palm of his hand. It's some of the best. I don't know. Like, again, the guy is 26 years old. He's got theoretically 30 plus years left in this business if he wants it. I don't know how he tops what he's doing now, but I know he will. That's how damn good he is.
Yeah, I would agree. Overall, I thought Dynamite was fantastic. Obviously, the ending was not the way that it was supposed to go for obvious reasons.
Not at all. But that's wrestling. Things happen. You have to, you adjust. But even with that, I thought that episode was just an all-timer. And
it had 4 really good matches, all title matches. I thought the Tony Storm Hikaru Shida match was
Rio's back too.
Rio came back. Saraya was getting physical again with Britt. Oh. I thought that match just genuinely was really good. I feel like,
and it was at 8:20.
Yeah, it was. It was in the first hour. It was at a different segment.
Tony Khan's been listening to us.
And again, and me and Drew talked about this a little bit yesterday on Firmly AEW, and this is no knock on Thunder Rosa. Like Thunder Rosa, friend of the show, Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa.
I do feel like the AEW Women's Championship has been presented. I'm not blaming the talent. But it's been presented in a way that it matters a whole lot more right now with Toni Storm as you know what I mean? Like, I feel like,
and I'll say this. I get what you're saying.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
But what I think Tony Khan is doing
is just booking the shit better.
I think he's booking the shit better because I think he's finally catching on. Like, all right, the wash, rinse, repeat 9:30 slot does not work. Mm-hmm. And 2, he's trying to prove that this interim thing that people shit on is important. He has to make Toni Storm look like a viable challenger when Rosa comes back. Kind of like with Mox when he had the interim belt with Punk. Like, because if it's just, oh, she's the interim champ, she's not really on the same level as Thunder Rosa. Look how they're booking her. She's clearly going to lose when they finally, meet up at some point, which I've been starting to see little bit more Thunder Rosa chatter on the interwebs, which I'm not Sean Ross Sapp. I don't have the inside scoops on anything, but when people start chatting her name up a little bit more, maybe the return's closer than we think. But yeah, ultimately, I think that's what's going on here, which is great. I think when Thunder Rosa comes back, please present her as $1 million. I love Thunder Rosa. I'm a stan, but Toni Storm is on fire right now. Saraya being there, I think, legitimizes Renee Paquette, for God's sakes, just putting her in the, on TV. You're showing that these women can roll in prominent spots, and the title match is going to rule whenever they have it. I'm excited for it. You know me. That's what I think. I think it's just Tony has to prove that these interim titles matter if you're going to do it, because you can't do interim champions and have them all suck.
True. And that's our friend Drew in the chat.
Drew in the house, big money.
Pluggo. So
thanks,
there you
Drew.
go. Yeah.
I love Drew. Check out Drew and my man over here, JPJ, every Thursday morning. I think it was Wednesday morning.
Well, yeah, we did it a day early yesterday because of Tuesday Night Dynamite, but it will be Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. We do firmly.
They get firm with their AEW.
Do the firmly.
Talk. So if anybody, you're welcome to come in the chat and talk about other things, but they're going to stick firm to that AEW. That's why you come here on Thursday nights and you can say whatever you want in the chat and we'll talk about it, as long as it's within you being classy. But I will, on the flip side, I know that we're talking a lot about AEW and how's all-timer. I do want to touch a few points of NXT because I was flipping back and forth.
Yes, I did not watch this week's episode of NXT, so I'll have to have you kind of fill me in on the shit.
I just wanted to, so like what I did was, I had both going on different devices, and I wanted to see how they kind of stacked up to each other, because I find that interesting. Like, what are you doing on your segment? I like that. Drew. I like that.
Drew.
That's funny.
I like it.
No, but they started out hot with Rhea Ripley being Cora Jade's pick for Roxanne Perez, which was awesome because we haven't seen Rhea wrestle since June.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a while.
Back, but she brought the entire, she beat Roxanne Perez, which I thought was an interesting decision heading into Halloween Havoc on Saturday. Shinsuke Nakamura was there. That was dope to see. It was like if you're a long-term NXT fan, a lot of callbacks. Like I said though, once MJF got there, it kind of, and then you had Jericho and Dalton Castle, so they were going up against some juggernauts on AEW. Unfortunately for Triple H, they took the L in terms of ratings, but I still thought the show overall was pretty solid. I hope that they don't. Sonya Deville was there too. KO did the KO show.
I was gonna say Kevin Owens was there.
Yeah,
so
the Good
there was
Brothers were there. There was a lot of main roster talent. Which, listen, Triple H, like, I get it. You're the badass. You're the cerebral assassin. But just say it's a competition at this point. Like, if you're stacking your developmental brand with main roster talent, you obviously are worried. Which I know, I get it, but just say it. Like, their competition, it is what it is. It was a fun night. I'm going to cap it there. It was a fun night. NXT, I think, has some promising stuff that they're doing. I'm not sure where they're going with some of their stuff, but hey,
I do like the crossover with the main roster.
Yeah,
I do like those people going down there.
It legitimizes the brand. It makes you go, okay, if these people are down here and they're pulling double duty, then this must mean something. Like, I was all excited. Like, I had my eye for the beginning of AEW. I was watching like Rhea and Roxanne.
Well, Rhea and Roxanne, because when you heard that was happening, it was like, oh shit, that's a match.
Because Roxanne Perez is 19 years old.
Yeah,
Talk
she's
about
insane.
prodigy.
She's going to be the future of the the women's division. She should
be on SmackDown next Friday. No, she should just be on SmackDown after Halloween Havoc. Wrap it up with Cora. You just move her and you just have her go, because I think that would be awesome. But what were you saying?
Well, what I was saying is you can having the main roster people go down there. It can work. It can work in multiple ways. It works as you're having known people that the audience knows, maybe the general audience. They go, oh, damn, on that NXT show last week, Kevin Owens was there. Or, oh, look at Rhea Ripley was there. AJ Styles, all these people were there. Shinsuke. Oh, cool. All right. Maybe I should pay attention to this show if those people are going to be there. So you get that exposure. And then also another way you can look at it is that's your main roster people, the people that are working on the main shows, and they're working with these NXT people. So AJ Styles went down there a few months ago and he did a thing with Grayson Waller, right? I'm sure at that time, somebody went to AJ, although Vince was running it, so probably not. But I'm sure it would be very easy for Triple H to be like, okay, who did Shinsuke end up fighting? There was the dude with Tony D, right?
Stacks? Oh, yeah, Stacks.
So
hey, Stacks, I got you Shinsuke Nakamura.
Hey. So it's one of those things where Triple H can very easily go to Shinsuke and be like, hey, how do you think that match went? What do you think of that kid? Do we have something there? Do we, he can use his main roster talent to get more eyeballs, linear eyeballs, and exposure on NXT. But then you can also ask the talent that's there, hey, who do you see here that, is going to be next? You can lump them into the discussion. You know what I mean? So
plus it's like in sports too. We'll use baseball because we talked about baseball at the top show. Baseball is a great example because it's an easier comparison, but that's what your minor league system is, right? So you played single A ball against single A players. Once we see some promise, we want you to play some double A players, right? No offense to the trainees at NXT, but you can't get better unless you start moving up the ranks. My son, that's a good, if he's a basketball prodigy at 12, but he's playing 12-year-olds that aren't there. Yeah. Well, let me play him against some 14-year-olds, see where he's at. Let me bump him up a little bit, the competition. Because, Roxanne Perez running roughshod over, no offense, I'm just using it as an example, like a Fallon Henley, right? You're only going to get so much better wrestling somebody at a level that's beneath you. You need to see what you can do against an AJ Styles. And then, AJ goes back to Trips and goes, hey, this Grayson Waller dude,
he can go. That was a good match.
Working with him.
That was good. Keep an eye on him. He should be up there soon.
And that's how they should use it. And especially if you're not doing anything with the Shinsuke's of the world, have him go down there in Orlando. He loves to surf anyway, so let him be in sunny Florida and just work some of these younger talents and say, get them better, get them those reps. I love it.
And and Drew just said, I know the comment was up there, but you were chatting, but he said it should have always been this way. He goes, but Vince didn't like treating NXT as a WWE product until it served whatever nonsense he wanted, like Charlotte choosing Rhea when she won the Rumble. Yeah. Right. And I feel like now that Triple H is in charge with Sean down there, this is what it's going to be. And, according to SRS and these people, USA Network is also very much happy about the crossover and the ratings it's getting. Ratings. And, it makes sense. So
plus to his point on the Charlotte choosing Rhea thing, they teased it with Theory. You need to do that. You need.
I do want to talk about that, though. I do want to talk about that.
But that was back when Trips was saying, Vince, we got to treat this like a third brand. We got a network partner now on it. We want it to be big. They swept that Survivor Series.
Swept it.
They swept it. Rhea and Charlotte, that was fun. But you need to legitimize this developmental talent, especially if you're going to keep them on TV. And like I said, I get a lot more excited for Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne than I would Roxanne versus Lash Legend. No offense. Again, I'm just throwing these names out there that
Yeah.
maybe they're going to be great talents one day, but right now, like if I'm a viewer, I'm going, I can skip that Tuesday. But shit, Shinsuke's down there doing his thing. I gotta see that, and the crowd loved it.
Yeah,
it's an intimate crowd as it is now anyway, because they've really shrunk it down in the new setting. But like still, like they were eating it up.
Well, I was going to say that crowd is still pretty passionate. Like they've become, they're not what the old NXT crowd used to be, but they're the people that are going to those shows. They love it. And you know what I mean? And like, and they're loud and they're passionate and they do the chants. So it very much feels like that type of environment down there. Well, all right. Now, and since you mentioned it, and I'll leave it to you. I want your opinion first.
Ooh.
How do we feel about Austin Theory potentially cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase on the NXT Championship? Because they teased the shit out of it.
They sure did.
They teased the shit out of it. I want to know your opinion.
And before I give that opinion, if you are in the chat, thank you for joining us. Let us know. Also, we were gifted another hour tonight because
we might not go that full hour.
We might not go that full hour.
Your boy's not feeling 100%.
But we do have, I hear you. But we do have some spillover if we need it. So bring your comments, your questions.
Yeah, of course.
Let us know how you're feeling. We're just shooting the shit. But yeah, you know what? Again, I'm okay with it because one,
I like it.
I like it for reasons like Theory is Theory.
He's not beating Roman.
It would be. There was a point in time where I thought, okay, him beating Roman might make sense. Like when we discussed it around the SummerSlam with Brock, like he doesn't have to do anything. He just shows up and wins it. Like that's heel heat. But it would be a disservice to what Roman and the Bloodline are doing now with the Sammy thing. And like Cody potentially coming back sooner than later. It would just be a weird way to end what has been it's going to be a 1,000-day run. HCW
was good, brother.
What's good?
What is good, man? Good to see you.
You should cash in on the biggest butt face champ, Austin Numbnuts.
I mean, who is the biggest butt face champ though? It's not Roman.
I mean, maybe Braun has a little butt face, but yeah. So I enjoy.
If Braun loses, Braun's coming up. He's coming up to the main roster, 100%.
Well, I think I've been saying it for a while. I think he should already be there. But with Theory, it would just be a weird way to end Roman's run, right? If he cashed in on Roman, and you're like, okay, because
no, that would be the worst.
It would be the worst thing.
Like, how are you
it's going to be a 1,000-day reign, and you're going to end it in a Money in the Bank cash in. It needs to be triumphant. It needs to be this like.
I think the NXT thing makes sense. To be honest with you, I really do. Theory feels like the Theory feels like a guy that could really be a very good, like Drew says, a very good new direction NXT champion.
And you could parade him around on the main roster still with that NXT title, just because he's arrogant.
Get crossover the other way. You know what I mean?
Because he's arrogant and cocky that way. In a vacuum, outside of anything that you feel about Austin Theory, just in terms of like a prospect, a wrestler, his character is just missing something, and NXT is the perfect place to like say, this dude's the future of our company. Let's put it on there. Braun's done everything that Braun could do.
Yep.
Plus, then it gives Ilya something because Ilya Braun is happening at Halloween Havoc, right?
That's a triple threat, I thought.
With JD I just call him Jordan Devlin. I don't like the
what is it, JD McDonough? Is that his name?
McDonough. Yeah, it's whatever. They kept the JD. So yeah, you could have Theory. That gives you intrigue for Halloween Havoc, and then that way too, like if let's say Braun wins, and then Theory cashes in on him. Okay, then you could do something with Ilya because I think they're gonna really push Ilya in NXT.
Yeah.
But what's he done to get the push for real? What he was Vince's guy.
And again,
I know he's Trips. Trips is taking over, and Trips is doing his own thing. But you also can't just completely destroy the Money in the Bank.
But you also, and again, and like it, look at.
And there's Theory a lot of people. Trips guy at one point.
Theory was hired by Trips. He was in NXT first. He was taken from Evolve by Trips. But here's the thing. I know a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about Austin Theory for personal reasons, what we see on the TV screen, whatever. And I understand that. You cannot deny, if you're looking at it objectively, unbiased, you cannot deny that the kid's like 23 or 24 years old, cuts a good promo, good in the ring, good looking, in shape, He has the look of everything you would want as a future top star in your company. He was just pushed to the forefront by somebody that, you know, it is what it is.
For all of the things that Triple H has done in the positive since he's taken over, there's so much that Vince did to book them into this awkward corner, like giving Theory the briefcase, doubling up the belts with the bloodline. Like there's can't just overnight just undo the storylines. I mean, he could, but if he wants us to believe, like, okay, you know, build that story, which he's been doing. Like I said, the bloodline since he's taken over has been amazing. And then I think he's saying, hey, I still see something in Theory. Let's let him go down to NXT and at least tease it, at least entertain the idea. So that way it also buys you more time to figure out what you want to do with it. Because if we've discussed, if it's Cody taking over for Roman, we got a lot of chats here. Maybe we should stop. I should stop talking and we should read these, my boys.
Well, what do we got? Well, we got Drew. Drew said he's done absolutely nothing, but Braun Breaker needs to move up, and Dragunov needs a better heel than McDonough or JD. Don't Google me. Yeah,
yeah,
for real. To chase the title, and then franchise right after says Theory needs to fail on his cash in at Halloween Havoc, but cost Braun the title in the process, which sets up Braun's first main roster feud. You could, but I actually think that Theory would be the one that would stay down in NXT. And Braun would come up. So I would see it like one of those things where, so if we take in what Drew said in HTW Sports, I'm going to get to yours. Don't worry about that. But if we take what Drew says, so let's say they're in a triple threat match. The shit's going to be wild, right?
Right.
So let's say Theory comes out, cashes in, and he costs Dragunov the title. And he ends up pinning McDonough, whatever, for the championship or whatever happens. Then if you're going to Drew's thing, then maybe Braun Breaker moves up, and now Dragunov is chasing Theory, who is a much better, more higher on the food chain heel than if Dragunov is going after or feuding with McDonough.
Dragunov is 100% a face right now. He's so over.
Oh my God, Braun, he should be.
But I mean, if Theory wins, let's say that if Theory wins the NXT title, I don't look at Theory as an NXT roster guy. I know they did that with Mandy, and she's been down there forever, but I feel like he'd be more in the Ziggler category where, like I said, I would love to see the crossover. We've seen it more with trips where we see Roxanne on SmackDown. We saw Toxic Attraction on a main roster. Like, go ahead and just have him run around with it, but still be the focal point of NXT. I think you could do worse.
Oh, yeah. And HCW Sports says, I don't give a shit if Jesus himself says that this is the guy. His in-ring is not there yet. His matches lack entertainment. He is too cocky and was given too much too early for his own good. I mean, but is that what part of that is actually his character, though? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain aspect of that to me where, like, I don't necessarily disagree with your comment.
Yeah, I don't.
But at the same time, I'm also like, that's his character, though.
And you know, I know Shawn Michaels has been making some questionable decisions in the NXT booking side of things, but I think Theory could really benefit from, like, you want to talk about arrogant, cocky person to pick their brain. Shawn Michaels is the guy, right? You hang out in NXT for let's say till the Rumble, for instance, if he were to cash in on Saturday, you just pick Shawn Michaels' brain on how to really, like, because he has that. This is an apples and oranges comparison, but like, he's got that, like, I'm cocky, I'm good looking, I'm, you know, but Shawn knew how to work it. Shawn and Theory's still figuring that out. Cause I don't know. His character is not, I mean, it's his character. I don't know in real life if he's an arrogant, cocky guy and I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know him personally, but look, I think Theory can be reinvigorated in NXT under Shawn Michaels. Shawn can get the Vince stink off of Theory. Yeah, Drew, I'm with you. And then we got the franchise saying you cannot have Theory as a world champion, regardless of brand. Not good enough. And his latest bookings have made him lose. Yeah, but they have a history. Franchise.
But that's what they do with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I don't understand.
If you have the Money in the Bank briefcase, sadly enough, and I'm hoping it changes. It hasn't. But I'm hoping it changes now that, you know, next year when Triple H has full control of Money in the Bank and stuff like that. But, like, When you look at the women's Money in the Bank, there's been only one time that it hasn't been cashed in within a day. Or like, they get the Money in the Bank briefcase. The men usually hold on to it longer. But whenever they get the briefcase, they always lose all the time. Because it's just like, oh, well, they have this briefcase,
unless
so
you're
whatever.
Brock Lesnar or Edge or John Cena.
Like when Baron Corbin had it, like he actually ended up losing the attempt. But when Baron Corbin had it, all he did was fucking lose everything. They do this, it's a trope at this point.
We got to talk about Baron too.
Oh, we do. Whoa, we're talking about.
But the HCW says, look at the total, you get that, but you want to fit a mold, make your own mold. Yeah. But if they want him to fit into that cocky, arrogant mold, like being down in developmental doesn't hurt you. Yeah. I mean, look at Mandy. She really fine-tuned the, like, I'm hot gimmick. Like she was doing it on the main roster, but this dude,
And I would say that I think Triple H can write for women. I think Triple H has proven with NXT and so far with the women's stories that he's had on the main roster. I think, the Damage Control story and Bianca and I think I agree with you. I don't, and it wasn't a thing that they couldn't write for women. They just didn't give a shit.
I'll say this, in a year, if we're still having some of the same issues that we're having now, then that might be a cause for concern. But again, he's got to he can't just overhaul everything overnight. He's slowly got to phase out some stuff, keep some stuff like that maximum male model thing. That would have been a perfect, let's just cut that shit and start fresh. But what did he do? He slow played the maximum male model thing. And now LA Knight is doing LA Knight things, which is much better for my television viewing. Let me talk to you. I love LA Knight.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He could have just said, we're done with this. We're not running it again. But hey, let's get a story out of it. Let's get some legs out of it. And I think we'll see some bigger improvements as we swing into Mania season. This is going to be his first WrestleMania. I can't wait to see what Triple H has in store.
I'm excited for all of it. First Royal Rumble, first Mania.
But I don't disagree though. I don't think that they're completely with HW Sportsnet. I don't think they're completely there yet with the writing for the women, but it has gotten much better. It's stories that aren't just solely you're a bitch, let's fight.
And to tag along with that, again, I agree with this right here. I agree with him. They have always not been able to really write women's stories well, but I think that was because the guy who had the final say on the women's stories didn't give a shit. The women's stories, and again, and I don't want to compare it all, but the guy that's in charge now was the guy that was writing compelling story. He wrote the Bayley storyline in NXT, how she had to go through all the other three to get to where she was. He wrote the Asuka. He wrote Rhea. Triple H was in charge, you know what I mean? When women's stories were at least having some structure and some value on NXT Black and Gold. That's part of the reason why NXT Black and Gold was as popular as it was, is because the women mattered as much as the men. And I feel like he really still only took this shit over 2.5 months ago. It's still, he's still weaving some stuff in and out, it's not.
Well, that and you've got the weaving in and out, but also Vince for the last 10 years has been spoiled as shit. He's had 4 of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time that for a long time there we could just plug them in and play and be good to go. And it was compelling because it was a lot of women's firsts. It was a lot of this and that. I mean, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and Bayley, you just throw any of those 4 in a combination of a match and we're going to watch. Triple H is having to do this with Charlotte's been out. Becky's been down. Sasha's not there because of shit that Vince did. I don't know if she'll ever come back. I hope she does, but we got Ophelia Payne in the house. Welcome, friend.
And she says, I don't know how many other women are in here, so I'll speak only for myself, but she's happy to see women that were moved out of the diva, kind of hot, bra and panties matches, nightgown matches, things like that.
I could speak as a husband who
you have a daughter. You have a daughter.
I have a daughter.
You're a dad of a lady.
I have sons too. I don't even want to say just my daughter. I have children, and they support this venture here and they love what I do, but I also enjoy being able to sit down with them and watch some of this stuff and teach them. Like, one of my favorite things to do with pay-per-views is gamble like $1 a match with my kids and say, who are you picking? And obviously they always pick, like, I just like him because he has a mask. I couldn't in good conscience sit there with like my wife and daughter and young kids and watch bra and panty matches. Like, what, teach their own. If that's your thing, good for you. But like, I couldn't cover this the way that I cover it and sit there and invest all this time. The Attitude Era was a time, and I'm not going to act like 12-year-old me wasn't like, this is awesome.
We all loved that shit. We ate
loved
it up. We ate it up.
But I love seeing badass women. I just enjoy them going, you know what? I'm better than you, and let's wrestle. And like Bailey, Sasha Banks from Takeover, whoo, there's been that's an all-timer. Like, that's on top of a lot of lists. Like, the wrestling that these women are doing is fantastic. And yeah, I don't need the sex appeal part of it to be satisfied. Just put on compelling stories that make sense, and I think they're getting there. But yeah, like my wife, like there'll be times I'll watch old pay-per-views, like Killing Time. Let me put on something from the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, and she'll go, what the hell was that? And I'm like, yeah, that was the time for. But yeah, you can't present that anymore. And I know that NXT, again, Vince had his stink on it. He flirted with it when they were going to 2.0, but I think Triple H is like, just give them good matches. What we got here?
That's a response to Ophelia from HCW, but HCW,
you are correct. As a male, I was so happy when they did that shit. Luna was one of my favorite wrestlers. It's so fantastic to see them all take women and highlight them in a light that I cannot wait until. Geez, I should have you read this. Is long. They get the writing down and follow the saga. Bailey was a fantastic wrestler in and out of the ring. Yes, HCW Sports. Whew, I got it out. But yeah,
Bailey rules. And like Franchise said something. He says, as long as Trips has Bailey, he's fine. Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha are not missed for him. I mean, listen,
that's fine.
That's subjective. That's fine. Bailey, I agree. Bailey is the best. She's the best women's wrestler on the fucking planet, in my opinion. So yeah, she is a top. I mean, when Becky Lynch comes back, which might be imminently, as the man again, and she's on a collision course for Ronda at WrestleMania, people are going to be all about that, and I'm going to be one of those people that's going to be all about that. And I know Charlotte and Sasha aren't for everybody, but them being on the show is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. So I feel you said I grew up watching all of that Attitude Era, and as I'm older now and going to live events, it's fantastic seeing more and more women and girls at these events. Yeah, it's true. And there are now, again, when me, Pluggo, and other people in the chat were 35 years old, when we were 12 years old, and you saw women presented in that light, like, we're 12 years old. So we're looking at it a completely different way. But I think of it now as an adult, and I'm like, okay, well, what were like the little girls that were watching wrestling thinking about during the Attitude Era, when the only time they saw the women on the show were when they were half naked or being made fun of or being talked down to like they were a piece of meat and things like that. So at least now you have these young girls that are watching the show that are seeing women presented as real women,
main event
level people, real women. Their storyline isn't their character. I mean, some of them are, but and some of them, like Mandy Rose's character is that she's hot. Like, that's her character, right? But the women,
and that could be the exception to the rule. It doesn't have to be the rule, right?
Exactly. Most of the women on the show, the character isn't, oh, I'm sexy, that's my character. No, the character is whatever it is. Bianca Belair is this all-American freak athlete who is a badass. That's her character. Yes. Rhea Ripley is this goth evil because she's in a bad group, but like this goth evil person that will fucking kill you if you mess with her.
Yes.
Male or female, she will destroy you. You know what I mean? Like, are both of these women are they beautiful women? Yes, but that's not the basis of who they are. You know what I mean? He's gonna name ones that we don't know, though, to keep an eye on.
But that's why the wrestling has evolved and it's grown and it's become this thing where, yeah, like that's what I want to see, and that's what I want to present to my kids. Like I can't in good I mean, I can't obviously speak from a women's point of view, but I can speak from like my wife and daughter and just kids' point of view. Like I don't want to, if I sat there all night and this is what I'm watching, right? They'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like this is what you want to talk about every day? No, I want to talk about, like you said, this badass women who are breaking down barriers and are in deep, better storylines. And I think Triple H is going to get the WWE there. And unfortunately, the Attitude Era is still revered by a lot of people, and that's fine. I watched it. That's what I grew up on. But I also know that a lot of that stuff now, as I've gotten older, is like, that's not cool. Like, we've moved on. We don't need that on our television program anymore, and that's fine. And that's great, and I dig that.
I agree.
I dig what we're seeing, and I know the franchise, you're good with it, but I hope to see Sasha, and I hope to see Charlotte, and I hope to see the four horsewomen as a whole back on television in some capacity. Naomi would be a great addition to this roster. Get her back. Like, they're doing some good things. It's awesome.
Wrestling 100%.
Wrestling is the coolest. That's all.
100%. All right. Well, it's almost the top of the hour, and I know Alex, the man behind the glass, is leaving us at the top of the hour. So why don't we do this? Why don't we play a little video about manscaped.com, one of our sponsors here, with our friend the Wordsmith. And then after that, we'll bring Alex on real quick before he has to get out of here for another edition of Guess the Wrestler.
Which stay in the chat because you can guess as well.
You can guess in the chat as well. It's a like a 60-second segment where we ask questions, yes or no questions, and we guess the wrestler. I nailed it last week. Nailed it.
With 15
with Eddie
seconds
Kingston.
to go.
Nailed it. So let's show a Manscaped ad with our friend the Wordsmith, and then Alex will hop on the screen and we'll do our little Guess the Wrestler, and then we'll see what happens in the second hour, because I think we might have someone joining us. So let's do it. Let's do it. Alex, play the clip.
Oh, we haven't even.
Well, let me tell you something, everyone. If you go over to manscaped.com, right this moment in time, right now, you can save 20% off of your next purchase at manscaped.com. But how am I going to save 20%, I hear you ask? Well, let the Wordsmith tell you. Because if you enter promo code LOVEWRESTLING, that's right, Love Wrestling. You can see it down here. You can see it scrolling across the screen. Enter promo code LOVEWRESTLING and save 20% off of anything you find on that website. And also, you'll get free shipping. How crazy is that? 20% off. You can use it to buy the Lawnmower 4.0. And at the end of the day, your balls are going to thank you because, like the headline says, at manscaped.com, we save balls. And it's just too sweet.
Yes, that is our friend, the Wordsmith.
Woo!
We love the Wordsmith, as Drew just said in the chat. That dude is so entertaining, and he also said, love the Wordsmith. Well, Drew, if you love the Wordsmith, you might be in for a treat in just a few minutes, let me tell you. But Alex, I know you got to leave. You got a hot date with the wife tonight because you thought we were only going an hour. So come on in.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
everybody in the chat.
Obligations, you know.
Alex, when I tell you to speak, you
Sorry,
can speak.
I'm sorry.
Shut up for a second. God almighty.
Yeah, we give him an
You would think after
turn
almost
to
a
take
year
a
of doing this
mile.
shit, you'd know the fucking rules. Anyway.
All right,
God.
you got 60 seconds.
I
on the clock.
apologize.
If you're in the
We
chat,
all right.
feel free to guess.
So we don't have a graphic yet, but Alex is going to make a great graphic for Wrestler of the Week. This is the second edition So Alex picks a wrestler. We do not know the wrestler. We have 60 seconds to ask yes or no questions, and then we have to guess correctly the wrestler. Last week we had 15 seconds remaining, and I nailed it with Eddie Kingston, which was my guess. So we're going to do it again before Alex gets out of here.
If you don't mind, I'm going to bring on a third party to this and see if he can also
That's fine.
guess
Bring
the
him on.
wrestler.
All right.
Speaking of, Drew was talking about how awesome he is.
Yeah.
We got him.
Boom.
Is it Kane? Is it Kane?
Kane's here.
That's not
My name is Kane, and I am a Rudy Poo candy ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, put
I
the 60
tricked all of
seconds
you.
on the. Oh,
fucking
come on.
idiot.
That's not the answer. No.
The
Are you
wordsmith
ready?
has arrived.
All right.
Right.
Are we ready?
All right, we're doing it. 60 seconds. Yes or no questions only.
Is it Marco
Guess the
Stunt?
wrestler.
Is it Marco Stunt?
No, it is not Marco Stunt.
Is it Danhausen? I
It is
win.
not
For the
Danhausen.
love of
Damn
God,
it.
is it a female?
This is bullshit.
No.
Is it a current wrestler
Yes.
Former
North America, is he part of a North American
promotion?
organization, federation?
Yes.
Are they
Weekly
with
television.
Yes.
AEW?
On the AEW, no.
WWE.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre.
No.
Austin
Is
Theory?
he
No.
Is he a current champion?
No.
NXT?
No.
Matt Riddle?
No.
Is it SmackDown?
Yes.
Ooh,
Bray
Wyatt.
No.
Xavier Woods.
No.
Kofi Kingston.
Is it Roman Reigns?
Is it a
No.
tag team?
No.
Sami Zayn?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh! How much time do we have left?
I think I saw it stop at 12 seconds.
Oh!
Wow.
12 fucking
Yeah,
seconds
we're-
is all I need.
Wow.
Sami Zayn.
Don't say that too publicly, Wordsmith. That'll give you a bad
Oh, I'm
reputation.
married. She knows.
We got Hab Guy in the house saying
We do.
hello,
We got Hab
fellow
Guy
bearded
popping in.
fellow. Sorry, he's
No,
late.
you do not have to apologize
No,
about being
never.
late, my friend.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
the God.
Yes, the
I-
honorary Oos, Sami Zayn.
It is what I do on
It
these
is.
programs. Wait, can you put it back up so I can read it dramatically?
Can we not? That's a little okay.
Okay, never mind.
No.
No, I don't want to read that dramatically. Never mind.
Oh, you can read this dramatically for me.
Out of the flames, boys.
Fuck that. I'm not reading that.
Well,
Oh.
gentlemen,
Well, boys,
Alex, enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will.
Now get the fuck off my screen.
get out of here. Yeah.
Thanks
Bye,
everybody for
Alex.
tuning in. Love y'all.
All right, JPJ, you got
Bye.
to
Love you too.
You know what, Alex? You don't
Get
know me.
out.
He doesn't know me.
Ah.
By the way,
He got out quick. He dipped
Yeah,
out the
it's like
back
fuck
room.
this, I'm done.
But yes, Alex was here. He's our producer. For those who don't know, that's the second week in a row. We got it just in the nick of time. Thank you all for the participation. We had John Moxley, Drew Strowman it could have been Strowman. He's on.
Yeah,
SmackDown.
Kevin Owens was another good guess.
That's another. Good
I was gonna
Um,
go with Owens after that. I was like, I'm gonna go with the two Montreal boys.
Yeah.
But Wordsmith, what brings you to these parts today?
Oh, we know. We already know. We're doing.
Yeah,
we said it.
seriously.
I
Come
was
back
you
next
trying
week.
your
to-
own
I
show.
was
Oh, you're trying to tease.
I was trying
Trying
to
to-
tease it. Let him.
Gotcha.
God, Jesus.
What am I doing here? Oh yes. Let me
You're
let me
picking.
sow the seed, weave the tapestry of words and knowledge. I'm here to fuck a draft up with you two gentlemen.
That is
Which
true.
horror-
We
You
did
might,
so.
you might have to pick for me because I don't know.
Oh, I'm pulling.
You don't
these
know. You don't know.
completely out of my
Halloween
posterity this
/
evening,
horror
except for
movies?
one.
No, I don't watch very many of those.
Yeah, but you don't know. You don't know the movies that you
But
can
am I
name
gonna-
them.
Am I gonna pick movies just because I know them?
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
So if I'm
Kind of.
like-
You have to.
It's like
Look,
picking an
I
album
was under the
because you know
impression
it.
that this is a Halloween / horror movie draft. That's what
This
we're
is
doing.
true. This is
That's
true.
what we're doing. Okay.
Okay.
We were going to try to do it last week, but we were having too much fun. We didn't have enough time, and we were already doing a Blink 182 draft, so we didn't do
Where
that.
are you?
But
Those
tonight
tickets are so
we invited the
pricey.
wordsmith back.
How much?
We were
how much
only
are the
supposed to
tickets?
go an hour.
$700 at minimum.
HW says, "Oh, wordsmith can drop f bombs, but can't say my words, huh?"
Uh,
It's okay.
Because
It's okay.
f bombs are there.
Classic.
There are no bad words. There are bad intentions, and saying things about genitalias and such. It's 2023 or 2022. What year is it? I'm from the future. I don't know. No, I won't be
Well,
reading
yeah.
your words.
It's
I
So
do
if you're
read
in
them,
the
but I'm not
chat,
reading them
feel
right now.
free to drop your favorite horror/Halloween movies.
yeah, just so Pluggo can try to draft them.
I
But I will
don't
say
help
this.
him.
I will. All right, Pluggo. How about this? I know you said, and HCW says he kids. I kid,
joke.
wordsmith. I know you said you're not a big horror movie guy, but like you've had to have seen some horror movies, correct?
Like is Saw considered like a horror movie or
Absolutely.
like Hostel? I've seen those.
Yeah, those count. Those are horror movies. Yeah.
All right.
Hostel is horrible.
I think I
movie,
saw
but-
that.
Yeah, Hostel
that-
is terrible. That is a
that-
terrible fucking movie. That's
what's
a really
even,
bad
You know
movie.
what's even worse is Hostel 2.
I mean, I saw Hostel and was like, I don't need to see a 2.
I saw 2, and I saw both of them because I was like, it's basically Hostel 1, but with girls.
Now with 50% more women in it.
Yeah, they basically did the same storyline.
Oh yeah, HCW pulling out a good one. Centipede was the worst.
You know what the worst one was? It was Centipede 2 because inspired by Human Centipede 1. Somebody went. It's I may have.
I've seen Scream. Is that a horror movie?
Oh, Scream's terrific.
Scream
Yeah,
is
of course.
movie.
Scream's
What's
gonna
your
be
favorite scary
drafted.
movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Hocus Pocus, a horror
surprise,
movie?
Sydney. I stood up in the theater and screamed. Stu,
I've seen other
I saw the
horror
original
movies,
Scream in
but
theaters.
that's,
All right, I saw the original Scream in theaters.
No, you're
First
old.
of all, great fucking movie.
Old.
It's got everything you want.
What about
Hilarious.
Chucky? Does Chucky
It's just-
count?
It's just good.
Of course,
And,
Chucky counts.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't know.
Stu, Matthew Lillard, Stu was my favorite character in the whole movie. And then all of a sudden,
too deep.
yeah, he went too deep, man. So Stu is my favorite character in the whole movie. And then at the end, when you find out that Stu is the second killer, it was like, fuck yeah.
Can we talk about Matthew Lillard for a second?
Yes, it's Matthew Lillard. I feel like it's
Like-
almost underrated.
He is so underrated. And let me explain to you why.
Yeah.
All I have to do.
SLC punks, bro.
No, fuck that. Hackers, bro.
Hackers is great.
Serial is the
Yeah.
best part of that movie.
Yeah. I mean,
You
dude,
know-
he
You know the best part about Matthew Lillard is our boy Freddie Prinze Jr. Shout
Right,
out
Summer
we're still
Catch.
right
They were in
I'm
Summer
sorry,
Catch
it's,
together.
They were in
Freddie the
Scooby
Prince
Doo
Jr.?
together.
They were in Scooby Doo together. He played fucking Shaggy.
She's All That together.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
that's my
Like
jam.
Matthew Lillard is like, bro.
Bro.
He was, bro. He's still kicking around too. He's still
He
doing
is.
shit, Matthew Lillard. All right.
We got half
Scooby-Doo
guys
movie.
saying the worst horror movie of all time was the 2011.
Nah, that's when my
Yep.
Boston Bruins
I was
won.
going
my
to say the
Stanley
Habs didn't
Cup.
win that year. That's why it was
No,
horrible.
I
Guess
mean,
what,
when
Hab
was
guy?
the
We
last
haven't
time-
done
yeah.
since for
I mean, no,
fucking
it's
ever.
when my Boston Bruins won that year, and then
No one cares.
Yeah,
Nobody cares. I
Yes.
don't care.
Hab guy likes to come after me when it comes to the
I'm
Bruins
set up.
because he's
Yes,
that's the
knew
arch rival.
world. He's just just naming movies that are known. Yeah, that
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it is though.
Have you not seen this show before?
yeah.
This is what Pluggo does when he doesn't know.
Yeah, when Pluggo doesn't know shit, he's
Yes,
just like,
sir.
"Oh, you mean that?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
I just
Yeah."
started looking up movies on
Oh my god.
up until what, like 2 months, 3 months ago, I hadn't seen a single Star Wars movie, which I never finished.
Oh,
the saga.
crowdsourcing.
Fucking
That's
that
another
hurts
good
me.
one. Crowdsourcing.
Crowdsourcing.
And
that?
yes, true. Lillard. Yes, he was. He was was
Yes.
the second killer. He was Stu. So he wasn't the main. What was the main
Spoilers,
guy's
Pluggo,
name?
I know you've
Bobby.
never seen it.
Bobby, right?
Scary Movie is a good one.
No, it's not.
Well, technically though. All right. So we need to preface this because we are saying
Out.
Halloween / horror movies.
The Great Pumpkin.
Would
Charlie
scary
Brown.
movie fit, or is that not? Would that not fit in this
a
draft because it's a
I
parody?
don't think it should. I
Okay,
don't think
that's
it
fair.
should.
That's fair. I just
'Cause then-
needed.
Because then fucking, and I'm sorry I came on here angry last time, but then Medea Halloween would count, and fuck that. I'm not allowing that to happen.
That's fair.
You can come at me in the comments. Go watch his movies when you're sober. Fuck you, you're wrong.
Oh, there.
All right.
there
Well,
it is.
Sorry.
Here's what
It's
we're gonna
heated.
do.
It's after 9
Here's what we're
p.m.
gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have ourselves a Halloween horror movie draft, and because there's 3 of us, I think everything is fair game. I think everything is fair game. Slasher, paranormal, jump scare. I think it's all fair game. As long as it's a legitimate horror movie or a legitimate Halloween themed movie. Because like Hocus Pocus isn't really a horror movie, but like I expect that to probably be drafted.
It's a horrible movie.
It is slightly overrated. I
mean,
listen. I am from Massachusetts. I live 40 minutes away from Salem, Mass. First of all, the town, the town in general, overrated. But you know, it is what it is. Some weird shit happened there. It's very like Halloween time. It's like fucking over the top and like cool, and it's cool to go there. But I mean, the whole thing.
Sports. Anybody draft that movie? He's out.
All right.
Now.
Usually we give the guest first pick, so that's what we'll do.
You don't have to.
We will give Wordsmith first pick, and we'll go clockwise. So it'll go Wordsmith, me, then Pluggo.
Struggle here,
and that's gonna be the way we go. So Wordsmith, myself in the middle, and Pluggo, because Pluggo had first pick last week.
Okay, but how many rounds are there?
5. So we got to think of 15 horror movies.
5 rounds. Okay. I'm going to take
Pluggo might have some trouble, but I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right.
Take this one off the field early because I feel like I'm the only one in the room who actually deserves this pick. I am going so fucking deep classic on this.
Oh my God. Suspiria.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, fantastic.
That is,
fantastic.
According to the list I'm looking at, that was number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic movie.
With a bullet.
Yeah. That's a fantastic choice.
Harry
I just won the draft
on this list, by the way.
Is Harry Potter? Why? Is that Halloween?
Take place during Halloween, does it?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
There's usually Christmas involved in a lot of them.
HCW Sports, please follow me on Twitter at Castle Wordsmith. Please, thank you.
Do it.
Do it now.
It's 100% worth it.
If you like that shit, there's more horrible.
Oh, and he's asking, have you ever been to a midnight showing of it?
Absolutely. You think I am an amateur?
I have too. I actually went to a midnight musical of it.
I went to a party. I went to a party once in high school where they were watching it.
Yep. That's a great pick. I am gonna go.
I went to a party and it was on in the background.
It was on the background at this party. I was getting hammered playing Beirut.
No, this was
you laying some root?
I was playing Beirut. Let's not get into it, but I was playing Beirut. Okay. I'm taking, look at this one's a standard one. It is what it is, but in my opinion, the original is a top tier horror movie of all time. I am taking the original Halloween.
I should have gone with Halloween Ends. It's the
best.
One
it's fresh. It's fresh. Have you seen it yet?
Do you get the whole
No, I've heard it's shit.
It is shit. It is shit, but it's not necessarily. Listen,
no,
it's not. It's not good, but I wouldn't say it's bad. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's nothing special, but I am taking the original Halloween.
Absolutely.
I feel you're saying live Rocky Horror Picture Show with audience participation is an amazing.
Absolutely. If you don't get hit in the head with rice and toast, you have not lived.
Pluggo, he's looking at a list. You can tell he Googled best Halloween movies. Best Halloween movies. Shit. Oh God, help me.
Scream.
All right. That's early. I feel like he could have got that one a little later.
I probably could have, but again, I haven't seen like a good chunk of these, so my list will be shit. Like I wouldn't know.
Don't count yourself out yet. All right. So we go back down to Wordsmith for his second round draft choice.
I'm gonna go with, because it spans 2 seasons, and some of you are probably. Yes, it spans 2 holiday seasons.
Oh, I know what he's doing. This is a
no, you don't, because because to quote, Sting, that's the promo guy. The only thing that's for sure about the Wordsmiths is that nothing is for sure. I am going with a movie that starts on Christmas and ends on Halloween, and that, my friends, is The Addams Family.
Oh,
Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci, Raul Julia. And what's that other guy's name? Oh, yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought that you were going to take a movie that is about both seasons of Halloween and Christmas, which I was planning on taking this time right now. Technically,
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, it's an animated movie. You probably know what I'm going to say. I think a lot of people. All right, so here's the thing. Maybe I should ask for clarification because technically a lot of people consider this a Christmas movie.
Okay, I have clarification. Can confirm that at the particular studio that may or may not, actually they do own this at the moment at their theme park, not saying which one, because I don't want to get in trouble and give anybody else the answers.
Yeah.
The Festivus version of this ride, Haunted Mansion, comes out in August so that it can happen. No, in September it starts to December or even like January. So it is both. And yes, it is both of those things.
HCW Sports, I was right with you, my friend. Back in the day with the Addams Family, I too was a big fan of Christina Ricci, my teenage years. I'm taking The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what I'm taking. That's what I'm taking.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Yep.
Can I take Casper?
I mean,
get out.
Can I tell you a secret?
You
Can I
said
tell you a
Christina
secret?
Ricci, and I was like,
You want to know how? Okay. You know the main song in Casper that they slow dance to when Casper becomes Devon Sawa?
yeah, for like
That was my high school song.
I don't want to be on this show anymore.
Right? Right? Who the fuck? Okay. I had 700
watched it
I
the
had
other day.
700 classmates in high school. I had a graduating class of 700 and change. I don't believe for a fucking second that enough people voted for that fucking song to be our song. I've been calling shenanigans for 20 years. I think whoever was on the committee was like, we like this song. How many 718-year-olds are like, yeah, what do we want our class song to be? What was that song from Casper? Yeah, let's pick that. Get the fuck out of here.
What about
was this in Boston? Because
this is in the town I grew up in. 30 minutes from Boston.
So then it's very possible.
No,
I'll take it,
no, it's not.
Casper.
We're dumb, but we're not like that. We're, come on.
Ours
You took,
would
really
get my heart will
Casper?
go on.
He just ruined this whole. He just ruined this whole.
You said Halloween / horror movie.
Look at Casper the Friendly Ghost. Good movie. Christina Ricci again. All right.
Also, Lone Star from Spaceballs. What?
That is true. Yeah, he's the dad. He's the dad. Bill Pullman. Is that who it is? Bill Pullman?
I believe so, actually.
Mrs. Pluggo is going to set up the Christmas trees this weekend. I have a feeling.
Is that true?
I think so. What? We're a Christmas house.
Wordsworth's out. Wordsworth, that made him leave. He's out. All four of them?
No. This is the origin of our, like, I call it
my arch nemesis.
Listen, I think it's sacrilege that anything Christmas goes up before Thanksgiving. You cannot put anything up before Halloween. That is bullshit.
We did last year, the day before.
That is bullshit.
Oh, we did last year, and somebody should call Child Protective Services because I feel like that's like really abusive.
Oh no!
Need to enjoy Halloween.
Wordsmith.
Sorry. What?
It is your third round choice.
It is my third round. I will go. I actually really like this one, and I couldn't decide, so I'm going to go with the arguable worst one of the series. I believe it's Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Dream Warriors, just because Dawkins in the soundtrack. If you haven't heard Dream Warriors by Dawkins, you're not living.
Can I tell you, when I was younger,
if Alex was producing the show, he put this up here. Affiliate Pain, you're right. Whatever makes you happy. But thank you. I do pick joy, Affiliate Pain, and my wife putting up her Christmas trees brings me great joy.
All right, whatever.
Also,
I disagree.
She also said that Thanksgiving was 2 weeks ago, so it's fair game.
Well, that's in Canada. That's different.
Canada,
that is true.
That
is true.
We're from the United States.
Our Thanksgiving ain't for another
JPJ
month.
and I.
Don't put me in that category, please.
I said we up here, JPJ and I. You are also one of those Canadian people that have already celebrated Thanksgiving. Do you do the turkey and the stuffing like we do in the States, or is
I'm not a savage? Of course I do that.
I'm just making sure.
I didn't know if Canadian had I didn't know if Canada had different traditions for Thanksgiving because we're turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, pies,
food, gluttony, mac and cheese.
Eat until you literally want to die.
Yeah,
that's basically Thanksgiving.
I just got confirmation from Mrs. Pluggo via text message that she's putting them up next weekend because we are currently painting the living room.
Okay, well, can you do me a favor and put them up the following weekend after fucking Halloween?
Can you wait?
That
Please.
is completely up to her.
I don't care if you do it on Tuesday the 1st. Just wait until after Halloween, for the love of God.
No, Pluggo is not an honorary Canadian, by the way. No.
What?
No, you put that comment up just so I can shoot it
All
down.
right.
Be like, this is bullshit.
I am taking with my third pick.
Billion Payne and I.
With
are
my
on the
third
same
pick,
level. I love
I
you.
am
Thank
taking
you.
what I think is a perfect movie. A perfect movie. I am taking The Shining. That's what I'm taking. The Shining. Oh, what a movie. What a movie, guys.
Never seen it.
What?
Never seen it.
Bro. I mean, come on. That's not even. Come on. Come on. I don't even know. I can't say more than that.
Okay, I have this again. I am the type of movie watcher that I kind of watch just what I watch, and I don't usually branch out. I'm very like in my element with what I watch, and I just stick to it because I know it's going to be all right. I don't know. I'm weird. This is
I'm getting a lot of praise. I'm getting a lot of praise for that pick, guys. Getting a lot of praise. Yeah, I believe that what is to the fact that you've never seen The Shining, because that is what? That's come on. That's one of the best movies ever made.
We could do an entire podcast series on just movies I've never seen.
We should. I don't know how you don't have a weekly segment on social medias of like Pluggo reviews, and just you watch a movie every week and you fucking review it.
Dude, would the fans of the chat, would you
They
like
should.
to see that on Between Two Beards social medias? I pick a movie a week and just go
The
off
Shining,
for like 5,
guys.
10 minutes and see what's
Anyway,
up.
Pluggo, it is your third round pick in our
So,
Halloween.
I am gonna lose this thing hardcore. It wouldn't even be an old school movie review.
He's never finished the Star Wars saga. He's never seen Harry Potter.
Tough.
He's never seen The Shining.
The Star Wars thing, I'm still confused on that crazy saga that I watched 4 of those movies and I'm still lost. Anyway, I guess because I don't.
Hereditary is a good one, actually. That is a pretty good
one. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh my fucking God, Jesus!
Like, why is he here?
Pluggo.
I don't know.
I know you're in the show. I know that.
It's my show with JPJ. This is what I told you guys. I was ready to let you pick for me so I could at least like.
Well, you should have asked. Pluggo,
okay.
I love you.
Pluggo can't win them all. He can't win them all.
Oh.
Wordsmith, fourth round choice.
A lot of people shit on this movie, myself included, because Keanu Reeves is so goddamn awful at doing the British accent. I think half of the chat probably just clued in. I am going with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I
always watch that every year. It's love that movie.
Yeah, I like it. I am going with hey, yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, that's a good one, Ophelia. That's one of the more recent ones. Lost Boys, also fantastic.
Now, Drew, were you saying you would love to see that to me reviewing movies I've never seen or something else? Okay.
I would love to. Can I request a movie if you've never seen it? I want your first one to be What About Bob? Please. Please. One of the funniest movies ever made. What About Bob? Okay. I would love to see you come on here and be like, all right, Pluggo reviews movies. Hey, first movie I did, What About Bob? Anyway, with the fourth pick, I am taking, in my opinion, I still think to this day it's the scariest movie ever made. I'm going with The Exorcist.
Fuck!
The Exorcist.
Damn it!
I wouldn't have ever picked that too. So if he would have left it on the
that
board,
movie is still
I've never seen
scary.
That either.
That movie is still scary.
You know that Linda Blair was 14 when she did that movie.
Yeah. I've seen that movie like I'm not a big horror movie guy, but I've seen that movie like over 20 times. Like I've seen that movie a lot. And it is still like every time I watch it, I'm like, ooh, this is the part that's scary. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking, you know?
Oh, to all the new friends.
I got The Shining and Exorcist on my list.
We are drafting a horror/Halloween movies, and I am getting roasted because I haven't seen 90% of these. But hey, if you've got your
Identity, is that with John Cusack? Am I wrong? Am I wrong there? I don't remember. Anyway, Pluggo, fourth round, bro. Do it.
Child's Play.
Just like the first one?
Can I get the whole series? I don't think anybody's going to.
We're not taking series here.
We're not taking
Chuck,
all serious.
I think you would say the first one.
I like that one, and then I like the one that he like. It was like a remake. It was not a remake, but it
was it Seed of Chucky?
I don't think it was.
Well,
Seed.
I think Bride of Chucky.
Yeah,
Bride of Chucky was the first one with Jennifer Tilly, right?
Like she turned herself into a doll too. I thought that actually was pretty dope.
Yeah, and franchise saying Poltergeist and Exorcist ruin people's lives like legit.
They do.
They were messed up. Yeah. Oh, another good one, Ophelia. Another good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Love it. Love it. Ray Liotta. R.I.P. Doug. I love Ray Liotta. All right, we're already at our final round.
I won.
We're already at our final round of our Pluggo, just magnificently, just trying his best over there, trying his best. Which that's all really at the end of the day. With a lot of things in life, like trying is what matters. You know.
I'll explain when I.
You know. Wordsmith, I'll hand it over to you. I'm trying to make Pluggo feel better. I'm trying to make Pluggo feel better.
Here, I'll do your one.
It's all about the effort, you know.
Pluggo, you think of it this way, bud. You got out of bed this morning. You put on a hat.
Ophelia, no.
You put
that's
on.
What's wrong. That's what's wrong with the world. Is all these young people who we gave trophies for finishing ninth to are all they don't know how to lose. They don't know how to lose, and life is full of losses. You understand this?
This one, I knew I was taking an L when we talked about it last week.
Ooh, Mrs. Pluggo's pulling out a good one in the chat.
Mrs. Pluggo,
holy moly, that's a good one.
Like, I'm sure I don't have to explain this to anybody that's been watching the show for the past year and plus that we've been doing. You don't watch
movies.
She is well versed in everything, and I am just this.
Can I ask something, Pluggo? And Mrs. Pluggo, I'm sorry.
I can't wait to see where this fucking
please don't come at me, because I get this question every single day from my in-laws, almost, I think. What do you bring to the table, sir?
Her or me?
To you. What do you bring to the table? She knows pop culture. She defends your honor. Tell me.
I mean, it's a PG show. We can't.
No, we really can't.
I don't even think I bring that to the table.
Well, she must really love you then. So
Pluggo, if you want to,
the correct answer is a stunning, outgoing personality.
For everyone in the chat, feel free to tell me what you think I bring to my marriage.
Yes.
There you go. HCW says, look at that face. He brings that face.
Yep.
He brings that face.
But Mrs. Pluggo, at any time, you could chime in.
Mrs. Pluggo is not chiming in on this.
She's like, you know what?
She's sitting there going,
right. She's like, you know what? I've never really asked that question to myself.
Like, no, you know what?
Pluggo's going to be divorced in 2 weeks now.
I'm sorry.
Just crumbling. Just cracked the surface. Just started the crack in the asphalt.
I think she likes the fact that I don't, because she does the same thing that you guys do, where she goes, "What? You've never?"
Yeah, but I'm
seen
surprised.
That?
I'm surprised she doesn't go, "What? Okay, well, guess what? We're fucking watching this." You know what I mean? Oh, tremendous. Tremendous.
I'm a
oh, look at that. HCW Sports says he's hilarious. And have you seen him with his kids? Awesome dad. There you go.
Thank you.
I got your back, bro. He knows.
Which I appreciate HCW, but I think, the awesome dad thing. Yeah, that's just, I wonder, I'm still trying to figure out what she sees in this. Like, I still haven't figured it out. And we've been married now for 5 years.
You make her laugh?
I think so. I think I used to. I think I just annoyed her.
I think I used to. Right.
Yesterday, speaking of which, I walked up to her and I said, "Hey, honey, do I need to get you an inhaler?" And she goes, "Why?" And I go, "Because you got that asthma." And she goes, "Get away from me."
The execution.
I'm using that tomorrow. I'm using that tomorrow. I'm stealing it. I'm taking it. Oh,
but
no, there you go. HCW Sports gave up on you after that one. He gave up on you after that one. All right, we have our last round to get through.
Yeah,
all this fucking hijinks that's going on here. Let's get back to the program.
I'm still waiting for Mrs. Pluggo to defend my.
She left the chat. She exited the chat. She had nothing to say.
What the hell?
You can talk about it when we're off screen. You can go upstairs and talk about it afterwards.
I don't know if she's so much as she's into Pluggo as she's into just the man behind Pluggo. You know?
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I'm not.
That's awkward. That's awkward.
Is this fake? Are you telling me that the Pluggo I know is fake, full of shit? Is that
I
what you're
don't
telling me?
My legal.
Are we
name
uncovering
is
this 74 episodes into our show?
Shocker,
That this is not, you're not real?
Shocker. Pluggo is not my real name.
Well, duh.
Not my first.
You know, I don't trust people that don't, acknowledge their true identity. I think that it's horse shit, to be honest. I just can't trust them. Especially around Halloween time, right?
All right. Can we finish this fucking draft?
No!
No, draft for
Unbelievable. Everyone's tuning in being like, oh, I wonder what they're talking about. They're talking about Hangman? What are they talking about? They're talking about Pluggo's marriage.
Bray Wyatt kind of promo. We're talking about how Pluggo is a
guys, you don't know me. You don't know me.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. I'm a problem.
All right. Before my back gets thrown out because I'm laughing too hard. For real.
I'm a problem.
I'm a problem. There you go. There you go. I get it. Drew Nicholas is the man behind Big. It happens. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
JPJ. Actually, no, the other way around.
What?
Joseph Poulin Jr. is the man behind JPJ. I'm not this miserable in real life.
I am.
I am too. But I'm not this miserable in real life.
Wait a minute. So you're only miserable on Thursday nights from 8 to 10? What
Yes.
No, it's part of the shtick. Part of the shtick. Anyway, last round, Wordsmith.
Might be the last show ever.
It could be. It could be.
Why do you think I keep coming back? Let's fucking tank the flagship. Why?
Oh, I have murdered this draft. I've murdered this draft so far.
Dude, I got Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That is true. That was a great first pick.
I got Casper, bro.
Yeah, you do. You also have I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a choice.
Yeah.
So
it's the last horror movie I saw.
it is true. We do have an extra hour to mess with. That's why we can do this kind of chat like this. So.
I literally just saw how I Know What You Did Last Summer this past summer.
Like months ago.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yep. Mrs. Pluggo goes, "You're watching it because you've never seen it." What? And I was like, all right. So
Freddie Prinze Jr.
My dude, our future boss.
He is going to be our future boss because we are going to have the official Freddie Prinze Jr. wrestling, whatever federation that is. It's us.
That's going to be.
He knows. He likes our shit on Twitter. He knows. He likes our shit on Twitter.
Start putting over Matthew Lillard in the comments. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Get Matt on that show.
Let's go. Matt will fucking pressure him too. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right. Start of the fifth round, the last round in our horror movie Halloween draft. Wordsmith, you are on the clock, my friend.
This is one of my favorite ones. I don't care if the chat likes it or not. I love this movie because it's so weird. House of a Thousand Corpses.
That's a good one.
I have.
That's a good one.
I've seen that one actually.
You've seen House of a Thousand Corpses.
I have. I don't remember much, but it was something.
Run, rabbit, run!
Oh shit! Yeah, 13 Ghosts. Another. I like how we've talked so much about Matt Lillard. And you got HCW Sports saying Wordsmith wins. He liked that pick. He liked that pick.
I always win.
And Mrs. Pluggo calling you out, Pluggo. She said, we watched that 3 years ago.
Oh, was it 3?
Should I warm up a glass of milk and get your bedtime? Drag him. Drag him, Mrs. Pluggo.
What do you bring to the table? Because you can't bring the sass after that.
I could have sworn we just watched it 6 months ago.
Well, that was probably something else.
We just watched it 6 months ago, 12 years ago. It's fine.
Time stands still when you're married to Mrs. Pluggo.
You know, I'm picking a straight up horror movie. There's a director named Sam Raimi. He's more, I would say in the horror world, he's more known for the Evil Dead series. That's what he's known for. The Evil Dead series, especially Evil Dead 2, tremendous. The first one, all of them are great. And he's also known for the Spider-Man movies as well. He's known for those. But he did a horror movie. I'm not going to guess the time, but I would say it was within the last 10 to 12 years or so or something like that. And it was a great one. And it was a really, really good one. And the ending was awesome. And I loved it. And it was a movie called Drag Me to Hell.
I was thinking about that one the other day.
Great. If you have not seen Drag Me to Hell, go see Drag Me to Hell. That's my fifth choice. It's just straight up horror. But Sam Raimi is one of those people where he implements like comedy stuff a little bit in his horror movies. It's wonderful. I could have easily took an Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 and been like, yep, I'm cool with that. But Drag Me to Hell. Underrated. Fantastic. Pluggo, go ahead, man.
Speaking of being dragged to hell, I think we should bring up Mrs. Pluggo's comment.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Oh, sorry.
Which one?
I just
Pluggo knows what I'm talking about.
I just bought a walking cone for you, honey. 2-day shipping. Hopefully you can hold. Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
Like, Ophelia Payne, she is amazing. She's my better half. She is
well,
the better
Pluggo,
half.
why don't you make HCW Sports go from 6 to midnight? Because that's a safe choice for you to pick right there. That's a safe choice. You can do that if you want. This another one. That's another good one. Franchise popping in with another good one.
Is Zombieland a horror movie?
No.
It is a
I'm just
It's a
asking
Halloween
because I
movie.
was thinking.
zombie. Like, does that count as Halloween-ish? Zombie?
If I want to, I mean, if I'm going to play to the crowd, I've never seen Evil Dead either.
Oh my, bruh.
I was going to run with Saw just because I have seen.
I mean, you can if you want. The first one is good. 1402. Was that with John Cusack? Why do I think every movie has John Cusack? That one was, right? Was Identity with John Cusack too? I know someone said that earlier too.
He said HCW Sports said say Saw.
Yeah, just say Saw.
Saw.
That's all of us giving up on you. Like, just say Saw, will you? Jesus.
I've got the perfect meme ready for this.
Although I will say, when I saw that in the movie theater, and when the dude in the bathroom stands up at the end, that whole theater lost its shit. Lost its shit.
Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch was great. Blair Witch was a great one. There's a lot. Look, I'm not a huge horror movie person in general. But there's a lot of great ones. We just picked 15 of them, and we left off a lot.
And I won. It's only because I didn't know.
You did not win.
No,
you did not win.
Hubie Halloween.
This is a 2-horse race. This is a 2. Oh yeah, why didn't you say Hotel Transylvania, bro?
Ooh, Hotel Transylvania.
The first one was good.
Yeah.
The first one was good.
The last one was good. Was pretty solid too.
I didn't see the last one. First one was good though.
Last one was dope. Johnny.
Ooh, Puppet Masters. That's another good one, man. What
about
nobody said Beetlejuice? Is that not a Halloween movie? That's a Halloween movie, right?
It is, but like at the same time, I hate the third act of Beetlejuice. Don't come at me. I'm sorry. It's really not as fun as people think. Go watch it again. Be like, yeah, it does what Batman 89 does in the last 20 minutes. It's just like, well, we have to find an ending, and here it is.
Yeah. We got Hab Guy saying, I wasn't in a good place mentally, and Saw actually helped me. Quote, most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. That friggin' stuck with me.
Yeah, that was it.
The premise of Saw, and look I'm not going to sit here and say that your husband took Scream in the first round.
Number one overall,
third overall pick.
Third overall, baby. You know me, girl. I got you.
He took Scream in the first round, which was a good choice. The rest of them, but yeah, and I do know Beetlejuice number 2 is coming out. Yeah, and Johnny Depp is in there, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
What about that Johnny Depp movie?
How come no one said Ghostbusters?
Secret Window or whatever. That was
Secret Window was good. I like Secret Window.
I like that a lot.
He stole my story. I like John Turturro, right? That's who that is. He stole my story. There's a lot of them. You could have said, oh God, Bird Box.
The thing is, I gotta call Mrs. Pluggo out on it. I've never seen you watch any of these movies that you've mentioned. So by happenstance,
that's because you're in bed by 6 p.m. there, old man.
Oh shit.
No one said The Conjuring. Nobody liked the Conjuring movies.
Anybody's seen that movie?
It's true. Hereditary, though, that was mentioned earlier.
You know
Hereditary,
what movie
damn
used to
good.
scare me as a kid? That is
Psycho.
Who Framed
Casper?
Roger Rabbit? That guy is scary.
That
as
scared
shit.
you?
No, you know what? You know what the best part about Who Framed Roger Rabbit is? The fact that the guy who played Smee is in it.
I was gonna say, yeah, Bob. That's
my favorite part of the movie. Like, oh,
that's the main guy. The guy who played- First of all, you want to talk about one of the all-time great movies, Hook.
The Hook is one of the all-time greats.
Fucking amazing.
Like with
Fucking
Peter
Rufio?
Peter
I'm
Pan.
sorry.
Yeah, with Robin Williams, Hook.
Yes.
That's a horror movie.
No.
Oh,
You lost.
I'm
It's
lost.
over. We're talking about other stuff.
Ooh, wrong turn.
Yeah.
Was that
What about Jeepers Creepers? What do we think of that?
I thought it was
First
Cabin
one was
Fever.
fun.
Cabin Fever
know-
was fucked up. Cabin Fever, that's with Sean Ryder from Ryder
Dead
Strong there.
Silent with the
Sean from Boy
puppets.
Meets World was in that shit. You know what was a good movie? Cabin in the Woods. That was a good
Yeah.
one. That one ruled.
Monsters Inc.
Pluggo.
Scary.
We got
No.
a franchise saying all-time horror movie is December to Dismember. 28 Days Later, excellent movie. There's so many good ones.
Resident Evil, the first one. I like that.
Casper, yeah, your hubby took
I
that
did.
one in the
I
second
did.
round,
I
I
got
think.
blamed for it. I
You
got dragged so I'm ready to put the Christmas trees up myself.
Is there 18 of them this year, or like what?
Yeah, how many are you doing? You still sticking with 4, or did
We've
you
got
up it?
We've got 4, but we've looked at others.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Why not? This is why
I know it's gonna happen, so I'm not gonna say it, but like I'm gonna be so disappointed if you put that shit up before Halloween. That is just I've come to the conclusion that you're gonna do it before Thanksgiving, which to me is still a sacrilege.
I'm already mad at you.
But if you do it before Halloween,
Final Destination is really
That's something
good.
we didn't talk about.
we didn't talk. I'm sure I'm like everybody, but I am still to this day. Anytime I'm on the highway
Yeah.
and I see a truck with the logs, the only thing I think of, as I'm sure most
It's
of us
Final
do,
Destination.
Final Destination 2. It's the only thing I think of. I'm like, oh, well, we're all dying soon. I better get past this fucking truck.
Death has a design.
Oh,
Dude, I can't look at a nail gun after watching those movies because I'm
Yeah.
like, if I drop that, I'm getting like 8 in the head. I don't know how it's gonna happen. But it's gonna
gravity's gonna defy itself, but they're coming right here. They're coming right here.
God, I'm dead.
Oh man,
You come for the wrestling, chap. You stay for the crazy draft talk.
look at
'cause
look, nobody's gonna tell
everybody-
me that this wasn't the best part of the show.
You
Because
need
it probably was.
You need help for your tree addiction. It's becoming a problem, Mrs. Pluggo. We're looking at you. Hey, she likes what she likes, and you know what they say: happy
wife, happy life.
And I'm not saying no to a woman that looks that good.
No,
You have as many trees as you want, baby.
That's
Especially
what he
she already
brings
bought
to
you-
the
she already
table.
bought
He
you a
brings
walker.
brains to
She
the
already
table.
bought you.
Yeah,
like,
she bought
I
me
mean,
a walker. She's looking out for my health.
She's taking care of you.
Seriously.
She's trying to take care of you. Make sure you're standing.
Old man Bauer over here.
Happy spouse, happy house. That's a good one. That's a
That
good
too,
one. I like
yeah.
that. Happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah, see, that's the trade-off. She lets me come down here and talk crazy wrestling stuff with you guys for hours on end, and I let her put up as many Christmas trees as I want. It's a balance. We're
Yeah.
yin to the yang. It's a perfect balance.
So wordsmith, I know obviously you
What
came
am I?
in and we've really only been talking about horror movies, which we could keep on going. I think we could still talk about this for a while.
Oh yeah.
Any wrestling things you want to discuss?
Oh, this is going to be controversial.
Oh boy.
And I'm sorry, but I love MJF's promo from this week. However,
Uh-oh. Did you not like Regals?
it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
And I think we found out who was the lead in that particular tango.
Oh, it was Regal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't okay.
I wasn't sure if
No.
people were like, no, Max was the best. I'm like,
No.
The fact that we got Sunshine in that was like, Regal just took oh, look, little Max, you're lovely, you're great. No. Look how it's done, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Look
We
how
talked
it's
about this a
done.
little bit at the beginning, like the first 10 or 15 minutes, but now we can end the show with a little discussion with you here now.
Absolutely.
I thought the only thing I could think about watching that thing was this is special.
Yep.
I am watching something special. And it started with Regal when MJF is telling him that email made him want to kill himself. And Regal's looking at him like this, smiling, like right in his face, like, oh yeah, tell me more. Tell me
but
more.
she didn't.
Yeah.
You're
Tell me more.
welcome.
And like just that reaction of like Regal, like this guy is pouring his heart out, saying he was depressed, he wanted to kill, you know, whatever, all these things, and Regal's just looking at him like, I love it. Good. I'm glad you felt that way. Oh, okay, yep. You know what I mean? Like it was like, holy shit.
But
And then he hits, you know, the old man, the boom, whatever the old man saying, where he's like, all it was an email. All what you're so angry.
you haven't done anything.
Exactly. Like you're so
it's
angry.
just-
Like all it took, you're sitting here complaining, telling me
You don't know
that
me.
it was just an email, bro. That's you got it easy, sunshine.
It's
Oh,
magical.
That was
Absolutely.
definitely like that was like the Regal, like get off my lawn, bro.
Oh my God.
But-
That was like the hey, toughen up, kid. Oh, just an email, bro. Take it easy.
I'm itching over my leg over here.
And it was like that Regal smirk. I told, yeah, literally.
We didn't even talk. Speaking of promo work, we've got.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Bray Wyatt's promo.
We didn't even
from
talk
SmackDown.
about Bray. We got on.
Whoa. Can we stop ignoring Jay White here for a second?
Oh no, franchise said it. Jay White is still the greatest mic person in pro wrestling.
He is. And do you know why? Because you don't even have to fucking know who Jay White is to realize that no, I told like he is a psycho. And he believes every single word that he says because it is still his era. And I want that man to be everywhere.
I do too.
And I just love it that he's like, no, I sold out Madison Square Garden at a show that fucking nobody really remembers anymore. But I know that he was in it. And it's like, yeah, he did. Because I don't remember who else was on that card. Because nobody fucking talks about it except for him. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Him and MJF in a program.
Oh.
Would that just be
That
too
would be
much
money.
promo?
They wouldn't have to touch each other.
No? Yeah, they could just talk.
No. They could literally just go back and forth on YouTube videos and be like, yeah, you suck. No, you suck. Here's why.
Oh, franchise did not.
Yeah, I mean, look at, and I will say
Whoa.
this: wrestling is subjective, but I could not disagree more. I could not disagree more. I thought the promo, I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was real Bray Wyatt. It was a side of Bray Wyatt we'd never seen before because he was really just talking like him. And the thing about the Bray Wyatt stuff is he's going to take out people along the way and he's going to have matches occasionally and stuff like that. But his main feud is with himself. That's the story, is Bray Wyatt versus himself. And I think it's the way he came out and how emotional he was. And he was talking again. Why did we love MJF's promo? Because he was talking about real life shit. And Bray Wyatt was talking about real life shit. He was talking about how he was in a dark place and he lost his job, and it was hearing the praise from the people on social media and, you know, at the events that wore fiend masks and did all this stuff that kept him going. And he was talking from the heart and he was emotional. And then all of a sudden he gets interrupted by himself, another iteration of himself up there. And that's how the show, I loved it. I loved it. And yes, and you know what Hab Guy says, I think there was all this speculation of like, oh, he's going to have a stable. He's going to have a stable. Like the Wyatt 6 is going to be a stable. Who's it going to be with? And that still very well might happen. But I do think they're going this way where the Wyatt 6 are going to be the 6 different forms of Bray Wyatt. Because you're going to have Husky Harris. You're going to have the cult leader Bray. You're going to have like that middle version of Bray. You're going to have the Fiend.
And they're all going to come out at the Rumble.
Yeah. So you're going to have cult leader Bray, Funhouse Bray, Fiend, Husky Harris, and now you have this real version of Bray Wyatt that we saw on Friday. And I think all of them, I don't know. I loved the promo one. Was it his best promo ever? No, it was quick. But like I just loved seeing the real side, the emotional side of it, and then it ending on a cliffhanger where it's like, what the fuck's gonna go on here? I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
And then Hab Guy saying then the Uncle Harper side, which he's excited to see where that goes. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do that. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, it's all a we'll see, but at least, and again, wrestling's subjective. You didn't like it, you didn't like it. No, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff.
I just disagree. I just thought it was
Yeah.
very good. I just thought it was very good.
You know, things there's things I don't like, and we fight about it on this show, or that you like, vice versa. That's the beautiful part of this sport. This is like, it's not for everybody, and where not everything is for everybody, but that's what I love about it. Like, you're
Yeah.
not wrong. If you hated it, then I can't say that, that you're wrong. I can disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, but
I mean, you can.
I
But
have a show called Poetry of a Promo, so let me borrow a phrase from my dear friend Conan. Actually, no, erase that, please.
Alex left. We can't erase things. Our
Oh,
producer,
geez.
Scott. We're screwed.
Okay. Let me speak on this for a moment.
Let me speak on this.
I like that you love Bray Wyatt. However, trust the process. If you didn't like this promo, you're not reading between the lines enough. Because at the beginning, it's a return promo, blah, 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 whatever. He's emotional. It's raw. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
But what did that last 10 seconds mean? And I've heard the thing, and unfortunately, I don't know if you can tell, I have a theatrical background. Say about what you will. I have heard on the ether of the internet saying that, he ran out of time and they had to cue him. I don't believe
I think it was a very much interrupted on
exactly
designed.
Because he built that promo, and you can tell because writing is his very much strongest point, and I'm not dissing his wrestling ability whatsoever. I think he's much better than I could ever be, and that's as far as I'll go because I'm not qualified to talk about it. But as far as words go, I am very qualified to speak about those. So I think that people aren't giving it enough time to let it sink in that he's vulnerable, he's scared, and the subconscious, whoever that thing is that just interrupted him on purpose, on cue, on time. Don't give me this. He ran out of time. Bull crap.
That's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how it was supposed to be. You don't cut off the most important part of SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Why did people tune in? To see Bray Wyatt. Yep. You're lying to yourself if you're saying otherwise.
Yeah. And Franchise Says can also tell, and again, we haven't even seen him that much yet, but you can also tell that Bray has more control of his character than previously, which makes me optimistic and very happy that I think this is going to be legit, So, I mean, I'm excited to see it.
Title on him.
I know. No, he needs keep.
Oh, he's over. Let's put a title on him and wreck his momentum.
Yeah, have him lose the Goldberg in Saudi. That'll do it. Have him. Who we got to do? Yeah, put Bill out there. Put Bill out there. Let's do it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do we think actually, Pluggo? I'm going to call you out on this. Do we think that that the Bill Goldberg bookings are a stab at the greatest professional wrestler of all time? And I do mean Bret Hart.
Hitman?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Let's put out there. Let's keep the guy that ended Bret's career coming back over and over and over again and having
maybe. And I posted that question today on social media, and I got some pushback from some people. Like, I wasn't taking a shot at like Bret. I just am curious to think like the amount of times that Bret brings up Goldberg and the amount of times that Goldberg is back. Yeah, it's like, do you think like Bret's sitting around the table at dinner going, God damn it, Martha, if that damn Goldberg.
There was a report yesterday that came out that Bret Hart said if he was healthy enough at his age right now, he'd come back and wrestle.
Yep. And I don't know
why I can't do that.
And then I saw today that Goldberg had mentioned that Braun Breaker is basically him, and I'm like, what are you talking about, crazy man?
Braun Breaker is basically his father.
Yeah, he's a Steiner. He looks exactly like a Steiner.
There's a 66 3/3% chance that Goldberg's a freaking idiot. And the numbers don't lie, and they spell Goldberg's a moron. Oh, I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro.
All right.
Is this a shoot?
On that note, Wordsmith ended him. Fuck that propped up football has been. Yeah, he got over though, man. He was over.
The only thing we didn't talk about was the Athena Jody threat thing. I think people need to calm down on that.
People need to calm down about
it. Because Athena beat the shit out of Jody Threat this week.
Yeah, but
what the report was that because of Jody's threat, because of Jody Threat's reaction from the crowd mid-match, they decided, All right, well, you're getting. It's kind of like, all right. So, and I know I've mentioned it, but I was at the Dynamite or the Rampage where Willow Nightingale fought Red Velvet, and Red Velvet was clearly a babyface when the bell rung, but the crowd was booing literally everything she was doing because they were overwhelmingly cheering for Willow Nightingale. According to the match and what you saw, Jody Threat was getting the babyface reaction because it was in Canada and Jody Threat rules, and she was getting the babyface reaction. Athena was getting the heel reaction. So in the match, them two just on a whim decided, okay, well, we're going to roll reverse here, and you're going to play the good person, and I'm going to play the bad person because the crowd is fucking demanding that's how they're reacting to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Jody Threat is awesome. Jody Threat is, I've never seen her live, but I've seen a lot of her matches on like YouTube. She's great.
As one of the best workers in the business.
Yeah, she is fantastic. And apparently they were spoken to afterwards. They were asked about it, and everything got blown over and everything's fine. It's not like they're in trouble or get whatever, anything like that. But you always get those people on social media that are like,
no, and it was like Dutch Mantel was like, there's no place in the business. And then Road Dogg chimed in and goes, yeah, small ball mentality. There's no place in our business for that kind of action. When they showed the spot where she threw her out of the ring, but then somebody came in with like an NXT clip of Athena, well, at the time, Ember Moon throwing, I believe it was Liv Morgan the exact same way in an NXT taping, and somebody goes, oh, but we're just going to forget about this because it's not, it was safe and okay then, but the AEW did the exact same. They showed it like picture for picture. I was like, you guys are, let it go. Athena heel. Yeah. That's awesome. Because I was just thinking to myself, Athena needs something else to sink her teeth into, and here we go. And I thought it was nothing. I just wanted to get your boys' opinion on it.
I got no problem with it.
I didn't either. And if they have no problem,
what was it on, like fucking Dark? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. And
like it wasn't like it was on. Again, that's not to demean Dark or Dark Elevation, but
I'm a nerd on commentary on Dark.
But Dark is the place where you're supposed to get your reps in.
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to try shit out and do different things and whatever. What the fuck are we complaining about? How dare they act like different characters than usual on Dark on YouTube, a show that I probably don't even watch.
What's this, the Indies? You can go to a different company and be a different character? The fuck is that?
What are we doing? What are we doing, people?
Well, that's what I think, like they just shitting on things to shit on them. And if Jody missed a spot, I think that's something she probably reckoned. She did miss a spot, but I don't think that would have caused Athena to just go crazy. I think, like you said, they called it in the ring and we're like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, the crowd is reacting one way.
That's again, Jody Threat is an LPW regular and a Canadian. Mm-hmm. She just loved up in Canada, and that was shot in Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Makes perfect sense to me. Wordsmith.
Let it go, fam.
Let the people know where they can find the couple videos you've made this point. Yes. What's coming up next, maybe. Let the people know where they can find you, what to be anticipating coming from you, and plug all your stuff, friend.
Well, I am the Wordsmith, the host of Poetry of a Promo. You can find me on the Twitter at Castle Wordsmith, right down below. Get that comment out of the way. I'm plugging my handle. At Castle Wordsmith. Thank you for bringing that back. Appreciate it.
Yelling at me on my own show.
You yell at Alex all the time.
It's true.
Vindication for Alex. Get it going in the chat.
Whoa. Push up. Spam the V in the chat for vindication for Alex.
Yeah. No, please don't. I've been banned for less.
Peace in the chat for Alex, fam.
So, yes. At Castle Wordsmith on Twitter, at Poetry of a Promo on Instagram, I believe. I take pictures of things. I post it. Doesn't have anything to do with words, so I don't know why I have it. You can find all of my content. What have I done so far on my return, my glorious return? Well, we've had a very problematic episode this past Monday. We discussed
you don't know me.
You don't know me, and you should learn more about me by watching Monday's episode, and that's all I'm going to give you. And the week before, I gave you a what's the word? what's the word that I'm looking for, Pluggo? I gave them a it starts with a T. I believe it's a taste, a little taste of Matt Menard's repertoire. And on October 31st,
which is a Monday. That's a Halloween on a Monday. This should be perfect.
Bet your posterior. It will be, and get ready to clip this if you feel like it.
We will.
It might be a very nice, or perhaps a very evil day on Poetry for Promo. But you know what? Who knows?
Pac's gonna hate you.
Well, Pac is cursed. I've already said too much. So I will leave. Never mind. I hope and pray that you watch on October 31st because, watch it, or from what I hear, you might be cursed or not.
Oh, I know. I'll be watching. I watch all of them. That's my bag right there. I love those things. I watched that Daddy Magic one like 4 times.
Yeah.
So did I don't have an ego problem.
I said last week, I said you curse more on this show than you do your own.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's like, I'm saving my squares because when I pop into beards, I'm doing it. I'm letting it out.
I do.
Pluggo, let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know where they can find us on our social media.
They let us know, we've got to plug our day one sponsors, RK Athletics.
Well, I was going to do that before my shit, but all right.
Oh, well, you said plug all of our shit. I was just going to go.
No, we'll do it. No, you do it. You do it. Hold on. Wait for it. There he is.
These RK Athletics one for all your fitness needs. Rich King, great guy, stand-up sponsor since day one. He's rad. He's rad. He's glad. He's touching tips. He can get you ripped. You go to RK Athletics 1, personal trainer Rich King, friend of the show, LPW stalwart as well. He's got a sparkler thing going on with us right now.
He is a friend of the show.
But he's also
he's walking on glass. He's walking on eggshells around here.
But if you want to get into good shape,
yes.
The holiday season
RK
coming
Athletics
up,
is great.
You know how it is. You might get a little like this, a little chunky like me. He'll fit you up with whatever you need. He curtails those workouts to your personal needs so that they are the most effective. RK Athletics 1, hit him up on social media for all of that. I am Pluggo at Pluggo_. You can find me on all the social medias with that face. Just look at this. I'm there. Between Two Beards at B2 Beards on all the social medias as well. Stay tuned. We got things we're working out. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know where you can find me next. Hab Guy, woo woo woo. You know
it. Love me, Zach Riley. Love me, Matt Cardona. You can find me right here on Joseph_Poulin Jr. right there. You can follow me on Twitch at JPJ Loves Gaming. Go give me a follow over there. If you haven't already, growing a pretty good community over here. You can find me here on Love Wrestling every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. with my boy, Big Money Drew, my newly married, congratulations, my newly married co-host, Big Money Drew, as we talk all things All Elite on Firmly AEW. And then you can find me here, which you've done for the last 74, next week's 75th episode. Who would have thought? But next week, you can find me every Thursday night, 8 p.m. here on Love Wrestling with Pluggo. Sometimes we have our best friends. We have our guests all the time popping in here. Next week is a big one. 75 is a big one, bro.
75, night before LPW 9.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
You just had an interview drop with the Rads.
So I did. I interviewed. I did.
I talked to Giselle Shaw. We had Kyle.
That was very good.
The Goose
so next week will be a big episode. So we'll see what we have on the docket. But 75th episode the night before. So you can expect Spencer Love to be on here talking about the card for LPW 8, I believe. Mark Among Us. We are at 9. We just had our 1 year anniversary
on Sunday brunch this week. You never know.
You never know. But Wordsmith, thank you for hopping back on and enjoying. That was actually a really fun draft we had, ragging on Pluggo and actually picking some good movies. That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for the chat. I feel like during that horror movie chat, there was a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. So it was a lot of action going on. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Wordsmith, thank you for joining us. Alex is no longer here, so I'm not going to talk nice about him. He's on a date. Go F himself. But we want to thank him.
No, date with his wife.
No, I know.
That was our fault this week. We should have told him that Quizplex was moved to next week, and I just forgot. And he's like, I made plans for 9:00, and I was like, we can't make you sit here for that. Go do your thing.
But anyway, give us a follow here at Love Wrestling, at Love Wrestling CA, right here on Twitch. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on
another
Twitter,
show, Alex.
TikTok, all that good stuff. But until next Thursday, for Wordsmith, Castle.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
I don't.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
We're going to get to know each other, my friend. You're spending a weekend in my city.
You don't know me.
Although I'm nervous because he's 6'8", and I am not 6'8". So I have a feeling that we're gonna look like a sideshow.
Are we not gonna see eye to eye?
No, if I'm standing right next to you, I'm looking at your belly. I'm 5'6". I'm not a big man.
I gotta get some crunches in then.
Yeah, I'm not a big man. I'm not a big man. I'm big one way. I grew the wrong way. So it is what it is. That's what I tell people. I grew the wrong way. I grew this way. I should have grown this way. But anyway, on that note, thank you all. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Shout out to my boy Owen, friend of the show, youngest Pluggo. His birthday is Saturday. Happy birthday, son. Can't wait to party with you. On that
Happy
note,
birthday.
Happy birthday, Owen.
You don't
Happy
know
birthday,
me.
Owen. Happy birthday, Owen. All right, guys. We'll see you very soon. Thank you for all the participation. Thank you for joining us.
Night.
Until next Thursday, this was a fun one. Until next Thursday, you know the drill. Peace out.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
Get yourself help and your progress. I'm only taking 12 steps towards the door.